The NBA recently changed its lottery rules, and with those changes, contenders might be getting top 4 picks. What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans, basketball fans? Welcome to TSR Sports, and today we're going to be talking about the NBA's new lottery. And just a quick reminder, if you don't remember, these are the lottery changes. The 3 worst teams go from, they get less balls now. The remaining non-playing teams get more. And then the 9th and 10th playing seeds get the same amount of the 3 worst records. So the 4th through 10th worst teams now have better odds than the 3 worst teams. That is huge. That is really anti-tanking right there. The change from 14 to 16 teams in the lottery is pretty big. Now we have what people are calling the Spurs rule, at least on this channel, that you can't receive number 1 picks in 2 consecutive years, and you can't receive top 5 picks in 3 consecutive years, which the Spurs recently did with Wemby, Castle, and Harper, but there's been other teams in the last decade that have had 3 top 5 picks in a row, the Detroit Pistons, the Houston Rockets, whatever. Anyways, one of you viewers ran a sim lottery on Tankathon and suggested that I do so as well. Well, I did, and I was quite shocked to see just how many teams jumped up in this, specifically the San Antonio Spurs and the Oklahoma City Thunders, the 2 best teams in the Western Conference. So what we're going to do today is run this sim 10 times and track just how many times the Spurs and the Thunder get a top 4 pick. All right, so let's get into it. Let's sim the first one. The Thunder get the number 1 pick overall. Oh my goodness. I know next year's draft is supposedly not very good, but that would be a nightmare to see the Thunder get a top 1st pick, and the Spurs aren't even in the top 4. The Thunder are up 1-0. That is frightening, though. Just off the bat, right off the cusp, we see the Thunder get the 1st overall pick. Simming it a second time. The Orlando Magic get the 1st overall pick, and they jumped up 12 spots from 13 to 1. The Thunder in this mock, or this sim, get the 2nd overall pick, and our San Antonio Spurs, that if you're a Spurs fan watching, we have yet to crack the top 4, and the Thunder have been up there twice. Okay, I'm actually enjoying this a lot less than I thought I would. Sim number 3. The Thunder, 2nd overall pick again, and the San Antonio Spurs are nowhere to be found. The Thunder right now are 3 for 3. Is Tankathon, the creators of Tankathon Thunder fans by chance? Is there any rigging going on here? What's up with this? Sim number 4. The Thunder do not crack the top 4. The Spurs do not. The Spurs move up 6 spots to number 8. The Thunder, you see here, move up 1 spot to number 6. And the Houston Rockets jump up 11 spots to number 1. The Portland Trailblazers jump up 10 spots. So what this is showing you as we're doing this is just how these new lottery rules, how you're going to have teams just jump up a substantial amount, possibly substantial amount, with these new lottery rules. All right, let's get to number 5. Rockets, again, are number 1, and the Thunder are at 6, and the Spurs are nowhere to be found. All right, let's do number 6. Neither of the contending teams. Nope. Well, actually, one jump here. The Orlando Magic, a couple jumps here. Orlando Magic jumped from number 13 to number 4. The Wizards jumped from looks like 9 to number 2. Of course, all this is, we don't know where teams are going to finish next season. This is just for fun. But you are seeing teams jump a lot, and quite often. I mean, the Charlotte Hornets actually missed the Charlotte Hornets from 10 to 1. So you're seeing, there you go, a playoff team. The Hornets, the play-in team, get the 1st overall pick. That is crazy. Number 7, my Spurs have still yet to make it into the top 4. Our Spurs. But they did that time. You have the Bulls jumping up to number 1 and the Spurs jumping up to number 2 from 14 to number 2. So the San Antonio Spurs finally cracked the top 4 in mock number 7. Let's go to mock number 8. I said 8. Thank you. In this one, the most significant jumps are the Portland Trailblazers jumping up to number 7. Although that's the Mavericks, right? Jumping up to number 1, which would be, wait a minute. If Dallas got number 1, isn't that part of the new rule? You can't have back-to-back number 1 picks? So there you go. If the Mavericks got the number 1 overall pick again, I actually don't know what they do. Did they drop them down a spot? Did they flip-flop teams? That's actually kind of interesting because I wasn't really thinking about this as we were running this. That would be a scenario that the rules would certainly affect this particular lottery. Number 9. Spurs do jump up into the top 10. You've got the Kings not moving at all. So we actually see the projected worst team in the NBA retain the first overall pick. And I think that's the first time we've done this in our 9 tries. Last but not least, but it is last, number 10. All right. You see the Magic jump up 10 spots to number 3. The Rockets jump up 8 spots to number 4. And our San Antonio Spurs jumping up 13 spots to number 1. Okay, so what was the point of all this? You might be asking yourself, what's going on with this? It was to show just, there we want that down, how crazy the new lottery rules are. There was a lot of movement by a lot of teams, and of course, this is just a simulator. Things could totally play out differently next, well, the lottery being next May and the draft in next June. But where it has me thinking is these teams that had the potential to move up now with these new lottery rules, all those pick swaps we've seen teams making trades for over the last few years, our Spurs included, is that going to really change things up moving forward? Because teams that are playoff teams now can be in the lottery. I'll bring up the rules one last time. The 9th and 10 play-in seeds are part of the lottery, but the losers of 7, 8 play-in games are now in there too. That jump from 14 teams to 16 teams in the lottery is huge. That's really huge. You could have a good team get knocked out early in the playoffs and their lottery team, and maybe you made a pick swap with them, and the next thing you know, they skyrocket to number 1, and a draft pick you thought originally was going to be a top 20 pick is now a number 1 pick. And that, to me, is where the new NBA lottery is insane. It changes everything moving forward. How long? I don't know, because the big question is, and I'll throw this to you guys, with this new anti-tanking lottery, will it bring balance to the NBA and its draft, or will it negatively affect bad teams and the good teams will only get better? And that will be crazy if that is the effect in the next few years. I'm not sure this rule is going to, or this change is going to be permanent. They're going to, and like any change in sports, any rule, just like the NBA trying out the 1 free throw rule in the G League, the Summer League right now, it's a test. They're implementing something different to prevent tanking, which I think it will, but is it going to make things worse? We don't know. We'll have to see how it plays out, but it's going to be crazy in next year's draft if you see a good playoff team, a top 5 team like the San Antonio Spurs, the Houston Rockets, the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Orlando Magic. We saw a lot of top 5 caliber teams jumping way up in this draft, not only jumping way up, but jumping up into a top 3 pick or even the number 1 overall pick. And I think that's where you're going to have issues. If you see these teams that are contenders, now the rich get richer and they get a top 4 or first overall pick. I don't know. It's going to be really crazy to watch next year's NBA's lottery. I can't wait to see what happens. Drop a comment down below your thoughts on this little simulation we did today. And are you looking at now kind of like, wow, this new NBA lottery is insane, TSR. Crazy things may shake out next year. You might have to change this after 1 year if it plays out like it did in these mocks. Or are you more along the lines of, whatever, don't suck? I don't know. That's all I got. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you. And as always, go Spurs, go.